Leaders, good day, leaders. Thank you so much all for joining in. I'd like anyone to please confirm that I'm being heard. Thank you so much. If I get a confirmation, thank you, Global President. Thank you so much, Leader Ruth. Thank you. All right. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, Leader Annalie. I'd like to thank you all profusely for joining in today's masterclass. As usual, I'm really grateful to the Global President, the Deputy Global President, the Chairperson, REDF, Vision 2030, all the sector heads of REDF, all the chapter heads of REDF, all the CDC leaders in REDF, and of course, the esteemed members of REDF. Thank you for joining in today's masterclass. It promises to be very engaging and also very agile and quick so that you all can get back to your busy schedule. But thank you all the same. I'd like to quickly request for any of our leaders. I will be calling a leader to do an opening prayer for us. I don't want it to be a merry thing. So, leader, I'd like to call on leader Camille Cole. Leader Camille. Leader, can you help us with an opening prayer? Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. This morning,
Thank you.
I thank God for this moment while we are meet to make great Africa. I thank God for everyone present here. I thank God for us to make us a strength, to give us a strength to make Africa greater. Thank God for everyone. We thank God for us to make a progress to build Africa. Thank you very much. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, leader. God bless you. Thank you for that amazing prayer.
Thank you.
Leaders, thank you. Welcome, welcome once again to every one of us. Thank you so much for your time in joining the masterclass. I don't take you for granted because I know you could have been anywhere else, but you choose to just join into the session as we continue to learn, develop one another. For the journey is not a short walk, but it's a journey indeed. And when we come together to learn, we'll definitely accomplish our goals. Leaders, why are we here? If you look at your screen, the Leadership Masterclass for today's chapter 3, we're making great movement. Authority, empowerment that motivates. Leaders, there comes a point in every leadership journey where passion and training is not enough. A movement cannot grow if leaders stay centralized, if your leadership stays only with you. A vision cannot spread if one person carries everything. One of the greatest mistakes leaders make is believing if I don't do it myself, it won't be properly done. But leadership was never designed to function that way. Leadership grows through empowerment. And I'm going to share with you my journey as I introduce my speaker for today. Jesus understood this. He called people, he trained them, then he did something. He sent them, he gave them authority. What does authority do? Authority shows that you trust people. Authority empowered imperfect people, people who still can make mistakes, people who do have weaknesses, and people who are still growing. But why? Because movement multiplies when leadership multiplies. Leaders in the IEDF, you know that our vision is to eradicate poverty. But poverty cannot be eradicated by just one office, by one leader. It will be eradicated by each and every one of us collaborating, working together, and of course, giving others authority to lead in their different sectors and chapters. So it's not just by one leader, it's not one country. Leader Camilla, you just spoke, you just prayed and thanked God for Africa. It's not just one country. And it's not only one sector. Every sector is important in the eradicating of poverty. The mission grows when leaders are empowered, and that's why the CDC matters. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And that's why the Vision 2030 matters. That's why leadership multiplication really matters. Thank you, leaders, for really tuning in. For me as a person, authority is key. I remember when I started this masterclass, somebody gave me the authority to do so. And I've been hosting this masterclass. This is the second cohort because someone gave me the authority, and that is the global president, David Venter. And that's what authority does. You do not just expect that the whole bus stops at your point. You must give people the opportunity to shine and also lead and be the best of themselves. Leaders today, I'm not alone. Last week we had Pastor Williams talking to us about training, and it was such an a powerful session. Today, I have another amazing leader who's going to be speaking to us. She's so passionate, and I'm very humbled to have her, speak with us today. Leader Ruth Munaka. Leader Ruth Munaka is a managing director and the founder of Ruth Conversation. So she's a conversationist, a non-profit company leaders. She also owns a trauma center called GEM, Center for Ruthology Conversation. She knows why. Ruthology, that's her brand. Ruthology. Her name is Leader Ruth Conversation. She's a public speaker. She's a counselor. She's a facilitator. She's a GBV ambassador, gender-based violent ambassador. She's an author. Oh, I'm looking forward to her book. She's also a teacher, a coach. She's a lot of things, but most importantly, she is a servant leader in IEDF. With 19 years of experience in the public sector, Ruth empowers others through her story of resilience and growth. She is a survivor of GBB, gender-based violence, and her journey had shaped her vision in life. That's why she joined the IEDF, to lend her voice, to grow women, to build women, to empower women, and also to give women authority to shine. She's going to be sharing her life experiences with us, how she has helped other women, giving them authority, giving them empowerment. Leaders, join me today with a warm welcome, loves and kisses and hands of applause as we welcome my amazing, beautiful leader, Ruth. She is the SG. So I'm taking it pretty personal, all right? Because she is the SG, the Secretary General of Education and Training, an amazing facilitator. We'll be listening to her today as she shares, and I'm passing the baton to her. Leader Ruth, you are comfortably welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. Over to you, leader. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mary. Good afternoon, all. Yeah. That's
How
a
are you?
beautiful, beautiful welcome. I'm
Thank
good.
you.
How are you, leaders?
I'm awesome. And the leaders are responding with loves.
I can
Over to
see
you.
that. They're
Yeah.
clapping hands. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for this platform. Yo, Leader Mary. I'm grateful to you that you gave me this opportunity to also be part of this beautiful, beautiful movement. Thank you so much. Today we're doing chapter 3, which is authority, empowerment that motivates, meaning that whatever we are doing, it's motivated. We'll talk deeper about it when we go down. And our motto there says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. It simply means that if you want to go fast, there's nothing that you are going to achieve because you'll be going alone. Remember, when you are going fast, you leave people behind. No one will be able to understand you properly. But if you want to go further or far, or if you want to achieve more, then you have to go slowly, because along the way, you will be training people, You will be sharing ideas. You'll be explaining to those that are a little bit slow in learning. And also, you'll be repeating some of the things that you have done before because you are teaching other people along the way. That's our motto for today. We start with why authority matters. Leadership is not merely about doing the work, it's about developing people. It's also about many leaders that are acknowledging creating dependence, meaning that they make every decision, they solve every problem, they approve everything and control everything. It means that they're doing everything themselves. And that's how it's not supposed to be. We go down as we talk about why we say leaders shouldn't do this by themselves. Because if they do everything by themselves, they're going to become overwhelmed. We become overwhelmed when we're doing everything by ourselves. And the team becomes dependent because you are not giving them opportunities to do anything. They depend on you because you are the only one who is saying 1, 2, 3. And at the end of the day, you do it alone. So they step back and sit back and say, Ruth will do it because anyway, she always does it by herself. And growth slows because they are not growing. Remember, learning comes when growth comes when we learn. Learning by mistakes, making mistakes, and you are corrected, and sometimes you are not sure of what you want, then growth stops. Then innovation dies because there's no one who's giving you ideas. Remember, even if I'm carrying my vision as Ruth Conversations, with my vision is trauma without abuse. But even though it's my vision, I need someone that can say, Ruthie, what do you think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So that it innovates, so that the company grows. And people get disengaging. They don't participate anymore. They just sit back and look at you, whatever you are doing. They give up easily because you are not giving them any opportunities. Guys, leaders, I have a foundation called Ruth Conversations. It's a foundation about women. Women come for counseling. It's women that have been traumatized, mostly women that have been raped, because as a survivor of rape, that's my specialty. So they come there to the company, and imagine if I was alone in that company. Who will receive them? Who's going to do the register to sign them in when they come through? If I'm busy with someone, who's going to take the telephone calls? Can you see? I can't do it alone. I need people to do it with me, meaning that leadership cannot be for one person. You can't do it alone. You train the trainee, you train other people as well to do the job as well. Movement stalls, it stops. Jesus showed us a better model because in his model, he gave us people that he empowered. Along the way, if you know Jesus Christ as Christians, in his journey, he kept on teaching them to say, guys, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. And he'll give them tasks to go and do it. And then if they make mistakes, he'll correct them. And authority creates ownership. Ownership creates commitment. Because if you don't own something, and if you don't make us, if I don't make my staff to believe in what I do, then I'm not giving them ownership. Because giving them ownership to say, you know what, you have seen doing me this thing, but I want you to just cancel this person today and see how we are doing. Then I sit in with them. Then that's how they learn. And then that's how Jesus did it. And commitment creates transformation. Transformation simply means change. Then, number two, we talk about Jesus' leadership model of empowerment. I didn't even ask if you guys are still with me. Are you still with me, guys? Leaders, are you still with me? Yes, thank you very much. We talk about Jesus' leadership model of empowerment. Jesus did something radical. He entrusted authority to ordinary people. Ordinary people were talking about the disciples. Before they become disciples, they were ordinary people because he just chose them randomly. He didn't have their CVs, he didn't know them. He just chose them randomly, meet with them and say, who are you? They say, I'm Kete Kete. After what doing his miracles, he will say, John, follow me. Follow me. That's how he did it. So Jesus gave disciples authority to heal the sick, to preach, to minister his word, and to repent the mission. People repented through his disciples. Leaders, think about this. Peter still had weaknesses. Thomas still doubted. The disciples still made mistakes because they were not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Then Jesus trusted, yet Jesus trusted them. He trusted that even though they had their own mistakes, or when he found them, they were busy with something that was not a proper, that he still trusted them with his work. That's how he grew them. They all had personal stories, if I can say that. Leadership multiplication only happens when leaders are willing to release authority before people feel fully ready. This is a perfect sample for me. Leader Mary just told me straight to say, Ruth, Leader Ruth, you are going to be leading us in the masterclass in 2 weeks. That's how she did it. She never came to say, Ruth, do you think you can? No, she didn't give me a chance to say that. I just said, oh, okay. And I somehow got into it because she trusted that I can do it. And now I'm doing it. That's how it works. Because leaders often think they need more experience. We think that. You always think that you need more experience. You always think that you might fail. We always think that we'll make mistakes. This is fear of the unknown, leaders. Remember, if you had personal experiences as me, if you had a marriage that failed as a divorcee like me, when you get into a relationship, you have those doubts that you are always ready for him to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And even if the poor guy didn't do anything so wrong, I will jump into him because I think he wants to say this and I'm preventing myself from getting hurt again. And that is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Fear of the unknown. I always see women that come to the foundation to me, and I'm asking, she's telling me he does this, he does this, he does this. Now, even when you see that there's proof, she's been beaten and everything, I'll ask them, but why are you still in there? They'll tell you the truth to say, if I go, where will I go? I don't have a family, and my parents died when I was young. I don't have a brother. I have nowhere to go. So if I leave, where will I go? And for them, it's real. That fear is very real. It's very real, guys. And something again, if you have lost something in life, a child has passed on, or someone that you love passed on, you saw them dying. If someone gets sick in the family, you get fearful. That's what we call fear of the unknown. I just wanted to give you a clear example of what do you mean when we say we might fail, we might make mistakes. But mistakes are often part of leadership development. If we don't make mistakes, then we're not going to succeed. Jesus understood this. Leadership grows through trust. If you don't trust anyone, then you are not going to grow any leaders. Then we come to sitasa, authority. The third step in sitasa is authority. We're talking about authority today. What do we mean about authority? Authority means taking charge. Authority means being a responsible manager. Authority means doing the work. Authority means carrying out duties, becoming a better caretaker. Authority is not a hierarchy, because you don't just climb. You do the work. You do the work. Then you become a good stewardship in that. Authority means I trust you. If you don't trust anyone, then you are not authoritative. Authority means you matter, meaning that you are important. I see you. Authority means you can carry responsibilities on your own. Your leader trusts you enough to carry responsibility. Authority develops in confidence, it develops in ownership, it develops in initiative, because if you are not authoritative, you are not going to initiate anything, and which means you are just going to sit back and look and people making mistakes, whereas you can correct them and say, you know what, I think here we can do it this way. And it develops in leadership growth as well. Jesus did not create followers. Jesus created leaders. This is why leadership multiplication becomes mission critical. The goal is never to gather people around one another. The goal is to raise leaders who raise leaders. Examples from the 2x2 principle. Jesus meant that he sent his disciples 2x2. He never sent one, because sometimes sending one, you'll find out when you are out there, you meet things that are challenging. And if you have someone can assist you with that. Leadership develops through responsibility. Responsibility meaning sending someone that is responsible to go and teach and to go and do the work. The disciples experience practical leadership, accountability, teamwork, faith, and mission ownership. Make it yours, because if you have a mission as a company, here in our CDCs, our mission is to go out there and make people leaders. How do we make people leaders? By training them, because which means if we just sit with this knowledge and not share it with others, then we're not going anywhere. When comes 2030, we won't have anything to show for it, because we will be sitting with the knowledge that we achieved in the masterclass. This is the same multiplication strategies form part of the CDC ICD structure. One leader develops another. Each one teach one. Communities multiply if we do that, and leaders expand if we share knowledge, and impact grows if we share knowledge. The movement spreads, because where I am sitting at my WhatsApp now, my badge is being shown on my WhatsApp. Now everybody is asking, Ruth, what is that? That's sharing of knowledge. What is that? What does it mean? It's sharing of knowledge. So I will encourage us again to say, let's use our badge if we have them because they speak for us. It's like when you belong to a congregation or in a movement, if you wear a certain t-shirt with an emblem or with certain wording, people always know, or oh, that's Ruth Conversations logo. They know it's Ruth. We come to number 4. Visira Noxstar incentives. Authority means incentives, equals to incentives, if I can say that. It teaches us that it's not only about money, but a lot of incentive. Of course, we love money. Everybody loves money. At the end of the day, we do everything because we think at the end we'll receive something, which is money. But money is not always the key. People need to understand that we do certain things because contribution matter. I started this foundation on zero budget that I have. And I help people, even though they're not paying me. Sometimes a month goes by without anyone giving me any cent, but I'll do the job because it's my passion and I love it and I know why I'm doing it. So if you understand that why you are doing something, you'll always do it, incentive or not, money or not. But we do have other incentives like recognition. As I said, people are starting to ask questions. Ruth, what is this logo about? What is badge? What is this? And the purpose. What's driving you to believe what you are doing? Growth opportunities as well. We're growing. Let me tell you a story. As a public speaker, as I am, I had fear of doing something on Zoom. It's not long that I've started. I was always fearful. I was comfortable with speaking behind the mic. But now I know how to do it because I have grown. Responsibility, ownership, you own it, contribution. Us doing the work, we're contributing, and the impact that we're showing out there. People become motivation when they know that they matter, they're important. Jesus empowered people. That empowerment became a motivation because when he healed the sick, more people went because someone testified and said, you know what? I got healed. Let's go to number 5. What happens without authority? Authority means people without authority, sorry to say that. Without authority means people disengage, means they don't participate anymore. Creativity disappeared, and the leaders burn out. They get tired. They get mind blocked. They don't know how to do certain things. Many mistakes come up. Character change. Character changes if people are burnt out. That's why a lot of people end up having depression. A lot of people, that's why in this era, in South Africa now, they say 70% of South Africans we have depression, but we don't even know about it. But that's the statistics, meaning that not talking or not doing other things or not sharing, it can send you there to burn out. And which means that teams become dependent, ownership declines. When people feel that they're motivated, their voice, when they feel that their voice does not matter, when they feel that ideas are not ignored, their ideas are ignored, and they've no responsibility, they disown emotionally, they detach emotionally, which means they feel that this is not my baby anymore. I didn't birth this because I'm not doing anything at the end of the day. The movement becomes slow. Authority unlocks human potential. So we must remember that authority unlocks human potential. The best in people, they tend to do more. We come to number 6. Are we still together, leaders? Thank you so much. Then we come to chapter 6. No, not chapter. We come to heading number 6, which is why leaders struggle to release leadership. Yo, this is an important one, leaders. Many leaders fear empowering others because they're fearful. I also spoke about it up there. Fear says they may replace me, they may fail, they may do it differently. It means that before you start doing something, you become doubtful and you are fearful to think they're gonna replace me. I carry my vision as Ruth Conversations. And I've done seminars. The first time I did a retreat, it's a weekend away when we go away on a weekend and we do the work. People talk, people get healing, people are prayed for, and those that have survived rape, they're delivered because that's the job. That's the job. And I've seen people trying to copy what I do, but it always fails because I carry the vision. I'm not gonna stop doing the seminars and retreats because people will copy. They will copy, but they'll never do it the way Ruth does it. Ruth has a certain touch that if Ruth is not there, they're not gonna win it. They'll do something, but it's not gonna be the same. That's what we're talking about when we say people are fearful that people will steal their ideas. They're not going to steal your ideas. Leadership is not dismissed when others rise. It's not. People recognize you at the end of the day. Leaders become stronger. Jesus never feared his disciples growing. Actually, he encouraged them. He celebrated multiplication. When they came back and say, yo, I got 1, 2, 3, he celebrated that. The strongest leaders are not threatened by developing others. They are committed to developing others. That's a good leader. Examples of a world leader. Jesus and multiplication. This is what we talk about Jesus and the 12 disciples. Then they became 72, then became 1,000, then they became millions. Today, over a 2,000 year later, the movement still exists. That's why we go to church. That's why we pray at home. That's why we have so many churches that are open. In your community, if I can ask, how many churches do you know? That's a movement that Jesus started then, but it still exists. Who knows? Maybe this movement that we've started here is gonna make a huge impact. Actually, not maybe, I know it will, because it's going to train business people to be best business-minded people, how to make money, it's going to make us grow. And we're not going to be poor anymore because we'll be teaching people how to fend for themselves and make money for themselves. The movement still exists because Jesus built duplication into leadership, multiplication into leadership. He did not build dependency, he built empowerment. This is exactly what the IDEF seeks to do globally with us leaders. That's what they want to do with us. If we carry that, then we're not gonna go any wrong. Then we come to 7. Empowerment creates ownership. People protect what they build. Ownership changes behavior. When leaders feel empowered, they become more accountable. they become more committed, they become more innovative, they become more resilient. As I'm talking now in my foundation, I have kids that are doing media for me because, guys, leaders, posting for me it's a struggle. I mean, going on TikTok and post something, it's a struggle. So I have someone who does that for me because I know it's not my best. My best is to go on stage and talk to people and heal people. That's my best. But going on social media and posting something and what, it's not my specialty. So I got someone who can do that for me. And even IT. Lucky enough, my son knows IT in and out. So I asked my son to do my website for me. So someone did it for me. I didn't do it myself because I can't do everything by myself. That's what we're talking about. We become more resilient. This is why CD structure matter. CDC leaders are empowered to solve community challenges. That's what we do, guys. When someone calls me 12 midnight, I pick up my call because I don't know if that person needs my help. Maybe that person has just survived being gang raped. I don't know. But if I don't pick up, because it's my mission, I'll feel guilty the whole day that what if? What if? So do your best in whatever you are doing. Build partnerships, mobilize communities, implement Vision 2030, ownership creates stability. I'm talking these things from personal experience because at the moment, my foundation is registered with social development. And it's I sometimes I got funding from what do you call this, a lottery. But if I don't have those partnerships, nobody is going to fund me, meaning that you are not alone. You build partnerships, you mobilize, you implement Vision 2030. Mary, I think you can take over for me from here and do the next one
Yeah.
for me.
Amazing. Well done, leader. You are simply amazing. You are such a teacher. Thank you so much for sharing and pouring your heart. Africa celebrates your work. And I'm going to be talking about authority in the IEDF context. Not because she can't, but because she's root conversation. She said to me, Leader Mary, I'm going to pull you in to talk on point 8 because I want it to be a conversation indeed. So Vision 2030 cannot happen leaders through centralized leadership. You cannot be alone, just as Leader Ruth has been saying. It requires empowerment, servant leaders, and we are really servant leaders. You can see her servant leadership. No wonder she answered to the IEDF call, and she has aligned her foundation with IEDF. She's building a CDC. You know what, Leader Ruth? Some of your leaders are here, and they've been listening to you. So I can identify your leaders here. So leaders are trusted when we build CDCs, we launch initiatives, we mentor other leaders, which all of us are doing, and we engage communities and we build partnerships. Like she just said, we all have to partner with one another, with stakeholders. You don't know it's enough and you need resources. And then we advocate for the informal company economy. Imagine Little Ruth working with women who have been disabled, women who've got challenges. How much formal work do they need? They just need empowerment to start something for themselves. And that's what our advocacy is in the IEDF context. Authority also comes with accountability, leaders. You cannot have an authority without you being accountable. You are accountable to someone. I always say that you're first accountable to God, you're accountable to yourself, all right? Just like Leader Ruth said, somebody's calling you in the middle of the night, you're accountable to first to yourself, to your conscience, and to God. So leaders, we're accountable to God, we're accountable to ourselves, and we're accountable to the institution we're working with. So authority without accountability becomes really dangerous. So authority without accountability, with accountability leaders, becomes transformational. When you are accountable, people are also accountable to you, and everyone works in synergy for the goal. So, leaders, that's why the Sitasa really ends with accountability. By the time we're done with authority and we're sending, then we all must be accountable. Leadership must remain mission aligned. I like what Leader Ruth said. You said, that's my mission. You know the way you talk, Leader Ruth. Yo, that's my mission. Absolutely. Your mission must be in front of you, leaders. So we have a mission together. And what is our mission? To eradicate poverty through all the different sectors represented in this training today. Leader Ruth, you have shared with us your personal reflection and your application. Because of time, leaders, I just want to go to call of to our reflections, and I'm going to call you to action. And then I hear from one or two leaders before we close for the day. Leaders, here are some of my questions. Who are you developing into leadership today? Leader Ruth, I know some of your leaders are here, and I really thank you. But for each and every one of us else on this call, who are we developing into leadership? Are we bringing them into this meeting? Leader Ruth, last week, your leader was the first person. I was so inspired. In the meeting, it means you are such an influential woman. Leaders, each and every one of us, we are all influential. Bring people so that they can develop. See, if you are giving authority, your leaders must hear what you are hearing. If you've got quality information and you don't share quality information, you're not going to build leaders like you. So let's build leaders let's develop other leaders. Are you empowering people, or you're just controlling people? When you control people, one day they will cut the bullshit and say, look, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out of this space. That is it. But when you are building people and you're empowering them, they will stick with you even when it is the darkest time, because they've taken ownership to the vision. Are you struggling to release authority? Leader Ruth has taught us today, don't struggle, don't be afraid. Nobody can be Ruth, nobody can be Mary. All right, you are the best of you in the world. Be comfortable. While we were talking, Leader Ruth, as I begin to round up, I remember we were laughing and I said, there's a way women lead. We don't trust one another. And you said to me, no, but Mary, you're trusting me. I said, yes, because the IEDF is changing our mindset. This leadership training is changing us, the way women work, the way men work with women. And we are now being able to release authority because love is our language. You are given the opportunity to make your mistakes, own your mistakes, improve in yourself, and lead better. So that's what authority really does. So call to action, my leaders. And then I'm going to also ask you, what incentives can strengthen motivation within your team? I remember, Leader Ruth, and thanks to the GP. So when I'm just telling you now, Leader Ruth, when I told the GP you're going to take this class, he was like, Mary, has she done the master class? Has she done this? Then he said to me, you know what, Mary? It's your call. Make your decisions. I was so inspired. For me, that was the only incentive I needed. I'm like, wow, the GP is saying to me, make your decision, own it. I was so inspired. The same thing. And look at how Rita Ruth turned out today. She was simply amazing. Let's give her an amazing hand. Thank you so much, GP, for the opportunity to make my decision. If it was a mistake, at least I'll own my mistake, But I thank you so much because these are real examples. And that is what authority does. Who are you strengthening? And when we did the badge for Leader Ruth, she was so motivated. She said, oh, Leader Mary, already I finished my masterclass. Now I've got my badge. Wow, I'm really in this. And she was so motivated. That was it. That was it. These are the little things you do as you build your team. You motivate them, you pat them on the back. So many times I'm looking forward to, the leader coming back to say, oh, it was an amazing session. It just motivates you to know that you're not wasting your time. Leaders, I call you to action as we round up. This world does not need more controlling leaders. We need leaders who will engage more with the people. We need leaders who will multiply other leaders in our community. Leaders, please, let's engage more. Let's build more people. Let love be our language. Africa needs us. There's a lot of hurting, a lot in the world today. We don't need more people hurting each other. We need succor in our team building. So today I challenge you, empower someone today, mentor someone today, leaders. Trust someone. Give that role to somebody to lead. Like I was trusted to lead, then I'm trusting Leader Ruth. She's doing an amazing job. Next week I might be trusting Leader Beth. I will be trusting Leader Camilo. Thank you so much for your opening prayer. That's it. We are in this together. Leaders, let's start our CDC. I remember that conversation is tomorrow. Let's raise leaders who can raise other leaders. When we come to this masterclass, leaders, we're not just talking. Leaders are doing the work. Leader Ruth is already doing the work. Many of you leaders, you are building your CDCs. You started engaging with people. When we come, we are sharing victory stories. We are hearing from leaders. It's encouraging us in our conversation. And we know that we are not alone. It is easy for you to do this masterclass on your own, but you will never have this feel. You never have this communion of leaders as we come into this masterclass to learn together. So trust people, empower people, release your leadership. Let's begin to build movement. These little conversations we are having, common sense is not very common, leaders. You know that already. If it was common, Africa would have been different by now. Africa should be the leading continent in the world. Sometimes our leaders don't have common sense. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying that when we are intentional and we share this knowledge, it's not because you don't know it. It's because this information is hitting you intentionally so that you can do something intentional about our communities. Because if we are all intentional, I think there will be a change in Africa, in our communities, and of course, in the globe. Once again, leaders, common sense. It's not really that common. And your soft skills are really your hard skills at the end of the day. So empower people, lead people. Leadership is about releasing people into purpose. Leader Ruth, thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing session I had with you. You are such a conversationist, and I'm really grateful to all of you leaders. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to get any of you, just in 1 second, to give us your feedback. How do you see yourself so far with this masterclass? How has it been for you? I just want a leader to speak while we end today's conversation in 1 minute. Any leader at all. I give you 1 minute to just speak to us. Yes, I can see your mic is off, Leader Camille. Over to you. Do you want to talk to us, leader? All right, so your mic is not on. Okay, leaders, please remember our CDC class is tomorrow. Still join the conversation tomorrow. It promises to be very engaging as we're going to get our hands into what each leaders are doing. Join the conversation in the WhatsApp group, and you can see leaders that we are rising. Things are happening, and indeed, we're not wasting our time. God bless you, leaders. If you want to share, you still have 1 second. If you don't, then I hope to hear from you during the WhatsApp group. You can share with us your thought. Ask any of your questions. We're there to answer your questions. And leaders, will see you tomorrow. Leader Ruth, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, leaders, and do have a beautiful day further. And let's engage tomorrow the same time. God bless you, leaders. Thank you so much. And let's continue doing the work. Thank you.